There we go. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. DC is back on wintertime. This is correct. America is back on wintertime. Absolutely. Exactly. We changed this weekend. So now it's back to normal again with Europe. Let me get TikTok rolling. TikTok, actually, we should be okay already. I think let's see. It should be okay. Yeah. One moment while I get TikTok rolling, but it should be fine. I think. Yeah. There we go. There we go. All right. Woo-woo. Woo-woo. All right. Welcome all. John Aravosis here, Washington, D.C. That fabulous place. Hey, TikTokers. Anyway, hello all. Hello, Emroy. How are we all doing this evening? Watching Face Scotland. What does that mean? Face Scotland. Okay, dog. Last time you did this, you tried to eat. She keeps going to the door and all right, we're trying this again. So help me God. So help me God. I feel like that woman with the what's his face? That animal that gets in the way of the camera. She's kind of the same thing, but it's different. She keeps wanting to go out there. I let her go because I feel bad. And then she eats crap. Oh, from Scotland. Okay. Oh, watching from Scotland. All right. I'm thinking Face Scotland. Sounds like fairies or something. Like Fairy Scotland. What was the other? Kin, I guess, right? For no. I think. I learned a few of these things from Outlander. Callum's got to teach me more of the Scottish. Anyway. Hello, guys. How are we all doing this evening? Hello, Omar. I'm about to go get my Dinnikin, what I don't know. But I've got to go get the dog in 2 seconds because I'm sure she's eating crap again. Hey. Yeah, you. Hi. Yeah. Me. What you doing? Hi. Yeah. You want to come in? Whoa. Hey, get in here. I see what you're doing. Oh my God. Jeez. Yeah, of course. Of course she was. She was eating whatever she could off the ground again, just like always. Oh, little plane in the background. That's not a plane. It's a helicopter. We don't get planes in Washington, D.C. That was a helicopter. Our airspace has always been restricted. So it was very weird. What was it? Actually, I'm trying to think. Was it always restricted or after 9/11? I'm thinking. It was not a drone. That was a helicopter. I'm trying to remember if it was just after. Oh, hey, Aaron. Oh, good. You're reading her book. That's good. I don't remember if it was just after September 11th that they banned all the flights. I can't remember anymore. I remember going to Chicago and it was very weird because I was looking up and there were planes flying overhead and I was like, whoa. And my dog, the best part was my dog did the same thing. I think it might have been, airspace was always restricted in Washington, but flights were banned entirely from flying over DC after 9/11. And I remember going to Chicago and visiting my sister in her backyard and kind of going like this, watching this plane fly directly over it. It was the weirdest thing. And my dog, the best part was my dog was doing the same thing. She was going like this. She'd never seen an airplane fly over because in DC, and literally was sitting here like this, looking at and it was funny to watch her follow a plane in the sky. So was it, Mark? Was that it? Yeah. I want to say it was 9/11 because I remember being kind of freaked out seeing them in Chicago. But we always, in any case, yeah. I think we were always restricted, but not as restricted as it is now. Yeah. Any case, alrighty. Welcome, guys. Back when gates at airports weren't completely closed off for flights to DC. I don't know what that means. What do you mean, Gunther? Flights to DC aren't closed off anymore than anything else. I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I'm just used to taking them now. Oh, hello. Thank you, Sandria, for that. Very cool gift. And thank you, Running, as well, for the club power. And Heather and a few others there. Anyway, guys, welcome. I'm John Aravosis. We've got a lot of news today. I'm hoping it's not going to go long, but there's my news was many. I even had to shrink the font. There was so much news today. So we'll see what we get through. There's actually a big CNN poll that is quite detailed, but I think it's worth going through. because there's a lot of interesting stuff there. Now, let's start first. Some elections tomorrow too. We'll get to that in a second when we talk about the polls. But food stamps. So big issue, as you know, government's still shut down. Trump is refusing to even negotiate with the Democrats. Therefore, the Republicans are doing the same. Trump cut off food stamps. 42 million people who rely on the government for money to buy their food. Trump shut them off. He had money, but he said, no, I'm not going to do it. First, Trump, and by the way, Trump, not the smartest guy. Thank you, Big Hawk. Not the smartest guy. So he's never really able to get away with this stuff. Trump admitted. Now, Republicans now go, oh, it's not our fault. Trump literally said, the people getting food stamps are Democrats anyway, meaning I don't care. In fact, the people getting food stamps are Republicans. More Republicans than Democrats get food stamps because a lot of the Republican states are actually dirt poor. So anyway, so Trump cut off food stamps. The judge ordered him to give the damn money back to people. Today's Trump's administration said, well, we don't have enough money for everybody, so we're going to give people half the money for food this month. So they're not going to give them the full allotment of money they need to buy food, so they can only buy half the food they need, at least from the food stamp money. He's lying, by the way. There's a whole other bucket of money he can access. He's refusing to do it. And again, what they're doing is what they did before, where they're going to argue, well, the court didn't tell us that we had to use the other bucket of money. So Trump is intentionally starving people on food stamps. 42 million Americans are not going to get enough food this month. 42 million, guys. That's like half the population of France are not going to get enough food this month because Trump wants to punish them because A, he thinks they're Democrats. Again, he should go to prison for this. He thinks they're Democrats. They're not. They're Republicans. And B, he wants to use their hunger, starving them to death, as leverage to get Democrats to cave on the shutdown stuff. Yeah, he's a very, very sick man. But then what did Trump do this weekend? While he was literally starving people across America, 42 million people, he held a Halloween party at Mar-a-Lago at his resort, and it was all these half-naked women dancing around. He had a half-naked woman in a large, giant, human-sized martini glass, and she was sitting in the martini glass, kicking her legs. Yeah. He held a Marie Antoinette-style party at the same time that he was cutting off food money. I don't think I've got a picture of this. I don't remember if I got the video of this. I meant to grab the video of this, and now I don't remember. Hold on, let me see. I don't think I've got it. I mean, I was looking at lots of video, but I shouldn't. That's not true. I've got video of this. Hold on. I know I've got the video of this. Hang on here. Hold on. I mean, absolutely disgusting stuff. Oops. Come on. Oops. Oh, hello. Thank you, Luis. That's actually very timely because the new Egyptian museum in Giza has opened up, and it's, from everything I've seen online, ridiculously cool. Absolutely insanely cool. I'm gonna find this for you. Where is this? Sorry, my preview of my videos isn't showing me. So I'm trying to hang on. Oh, is this it? Oh, come on. 1 second, guys. Trump feels very badly that Prince Andrew lost his title. Yeah, I don't think you should be feeling badly about that, to be honest. It's kind of gross. But like, okay, whatever. Shit. Okay, one more thing here, guys. Sorry, I am going to find this if it slays me. Oh, thank you, Big Hawk. Oh, I'm not going to find I don't think I'm going to find the picture. Oh, come on. No, I am going to find this. So help me God. Hold on. Maybe I'm not. Okay, I'm not going to find it. Son of a bitch. Anyway, it's like I said, there's a wonderful video, not wonderful, of a woman slinking around in a champagne glass. It's sickening. It's absolutely shit. Can't find it. Pissing me off now. Anyway, really ticking me off. Election day. So big elections tomorrow. There's a mayor of New York being voted on. It's between Mamdani, the socialist or whatever he is, and Cuomo, who's the old governor, actually. I have not seen the polls. Actually, what are the polls saying? I think Mamdani's ahead, though, isn't he? I think so. But I haven't seen what the polls are saying. But the election's tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But oh, lighting is too much to explain. We'll get to it later, D. Elliott. When we're done with the news, we can talk about my lighting because it's many different elements, like behind the TV and above. But election day. So there's the New York mayoral race. There is governorships in Virginia and New Jersey. Hugely important. There's also some other races that are important too, like attorney generals. But the three big ones are the two governors' races, Virginia, New Jersey, and the New York mayor. What is interesting is Harry Enton on CNN, who's their wonderful election guru. Harry Enton said today that in the last 90 years, the party that won the New York mayor, the Virginia governor, the New Jersey governor, the party that won all three went on to win the House of Representatives 5 out of 5 times in the last 100 years. Who knows, right? Polls can be wrong, but they're really not that wrong. The Republicans obviously are gerrymandering and trying to steal a lot of seats in the House, but Harry Enton feels like this is looking like a wave election kind of thing, like an onslaught of Democrats, of voters pissed off at the Republicans. So who knows? Right? We won't know until tomorrow night, but keep an eye on the American elections tomorrow night. Very important. New York, New York to some degree. I mean, if Mamdani wins, it shows that the left of the Democratic Party is strong. But more important, I think, of a bellwether is New Jersey and Virginia. So keep an eye on that. Trump is now threatening war with Nigeria. He's threatening to invade Nigeria. So are we up to 11 wars now that Trump has either gotten us into or threatened to get us into or tried to get us into? I just have to laugh at this point. This guy is the biggest warmonger we have ever had as president of the United States. He has already tried to get us into more wars than any president in American history. He's certainly threatened to get us into more wars. He's also, I think, tried to get us into more wars because he's trying to get us into a war with Venezuela. And he tried to get us into a war with Iran. He declared war on Iran. Now he claims he's about to declare war on Nigeria. He said he was going to declare war on Denmark and Greenland to steal Greenland away. He also said he was considering declaring war on Panama and taking the Panama Canal. I mean, guys, this stuff is crazy what he's doing. The Nigeria stuff is particularly interesting because Trump is claiming, thanks, Manda. Actually, I can at least take a picture of that and show it. The Nigeria stuff is particularly interesting because Trump is lying. Oh, hello. Oh, that was my Joey turkey face. Thank you, Annie. Because Trump is claiming and lying that Nigeria, they're killing Christians. It's a slaughter. We've got to stop it. They're not killing Christians in Nigeria. What he's referring to, but he's not very bright. He's referring to Boko Haram, who's the Islamist terrorist group. They're killing mostly Muslims. They're not killing Christians. They're killing some Christians because there are some Christians in Nigeria. The people they're actually killing are Muslims. They're not killing Christians. Trump is pretending that there's this onslaught. He's just lying, guys. And and I've said this before, and it ought to disturb Trump voters. If you're not disturbed about him lying to you about everything, and that's fine, right? If they don't want to, thank you for the gift there. Thank you, Russell. If they don't want to care about, hey, Al Hassan, if the Trump voters don't want to care about Trump just lying to them about everything, at the very least, they ought to care about the fact that his lies are going to get them into trouble. And what I mean is, you voted for this guy in order to stop inflation. He's made it worse. But at the same time, he's lied and claimed it's over. Inflation's over. I don't need to do anything else. Inflation's gotten worse. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Who's that? Laddie. Thank you, Laddie. But the other thing is, he claimed his other big thing was, I was going to get us out of all wars. America first means focusing on America, not the rest of the world. He's now threatened 11 wars. And by the way, the quote with Nigeria is insane. He's threatening to go in, quote, guns a-blazing and bombing. Guns a-blazing was his quote, to go bomb Nigeria. And again, he's going to bomb Nigeria and get us into a war over something that isn't happening. There is no slaughter of Christians. He also claims, and this is wild too, he's going to go in order to destroy the terrorist group, Boko Haram, which good luck with that, right? People have been trying to destroy them for years now. I forgot. The other war he was going to get us into was in Gaza, remember? First, he claimed he gave Hamas a deadline and said, if you don't release all the hostages in like a week or whatever the hell it was, 2 weeks, I'm going to invade and I'm going to destroy you all. And we were like, really? And he claimed he was going to go door to door and have the Marines come in door to door and get rid of Hamas. And we're like, you're going to invade a territory of a couple million people and have the U.S. Marines go door to door in hostile territory, which will get them killed, in order to get rid of. I mean, he wants us to be peacekeepers with Israel and Hamas. I mean, again, I'm not joking when I say there's like 10 or plus wars that this guy has threatened at this point. It's really sick. I mean, but again, you voted for this guy to end all wars, and he's literally now talking about declaring another war. And a very dangerous one, like we're going to go in and we're going to get rid of this terrorist group. Really, I mean, good luck with that. It's just unbelievable. What else here? Washington Post. This was a very disturbing article from the other day with the Washington Post. You might remember when Trump did his very weird meeting at the Pentagon. Remember, Hegseth and Trump did that horrible meeting with the generals when he dragged all the generals here from around the world, and Trump gave the speech that sounded like he was sick. When Trump gave his speech and was talking like this for half an hour, 45 minutes, and it was just like, what is wrong with that? And then Hegseth was doing his weird, you're all fat speech, that he was accusing the generals of being fat. Well, one of the things Trump did at that meeting, he was talking about his rapid action force of the National Guard to go invade cities that he was creating. And I remember because a lot of people didn't pick up on it. And I picked up on it and said, this is not good. So this is from the Washington Post. That again, just from a couple of days ago. The Pentagon has ordered thousands of specialized National Guard personnel to complete civil unrest mission training over the next several months, an indication that the Trump administration's effort to send uniformed military forces into urban centers, once reserved for extraordinary emergencies, could become the norm. The Defense Department's newly established Quick Reaction Force within the National Guard must be trained, equipped with riot control gear, and ready for deployment by January 1st, according to internal documents. An existing separate but similar structure, the National Guard Reaction Force, he's got two of these now, is expected to complete civil unrest training and be fully operational by April 1st. The total size of the force will be 23,500 troops. Guys, he's training a special army to invade American cities. I mean, we're literally watching a slow motion coup happen in front of us. We are watching martial law happen in front of us. This is one of those things, again, when we say take Donald Trump at his words, he's training 23,000 specialized troops trained to attack American cities. A friend of mine, actually, this weekend, Halloween in Washington, D.C., messages me at 2:30 in the morning. I was asleep and said, we have to talk. I talked to him the next day. He's out at Halloween on U Street, which, anyway, people who know D.C., 14th and U, more or less. And the National Guard's there, which, whatever. 2 in the morning, Halloween. Okay, if the National Guards guys want to hang out, whatever. Remember, they're there to keep us safe. They're there to stop crime, and if crime is happening, to intervene. Here's what happened. My friend is looking for his Uber, he calls. He steps into the street. There's a car parked there, and the car lunges forward at him. And he slapped the hood of the car, as we used to do before people had guns, right? Slaps the hood of the car. 2 guys get out of the car dressed as ICE and start threatening him and saying, we're federal agents, we're going to arrest you. And they're screaming at him. He looks at the guys and realizes they're wearing homemade T-shirts printed on their home printer with an ironing board. They're not ICE. some people were at Halloween in Washington, D.C. impersonating ICE, but they were impersonating ICE. They weren't, haha, we're ICE. They were impersonating ICE, screaming at him and threatening him and saying, we're federal agents. How dare you threaten? I mean, they're screaming at him, claiming they're federal agents. The National Guard guys are standing there watching it. He goes up to them and says, do you see what's going on here? These guys are threatening to hurt me, and they're impersonating federal officers. What are you going to do about it? And the National Guard guy says nothing. He said the word nothing. We're not going to do anything. Again, the National Guard guys are there to supposedly arrest people, right? Supposedly arrest people. There were guys, this is a felony impersonating a federal officer, right? This is a felony. And the National Guard guys, I mean, again, they're in our goddamn city for no reason. He's got them picking up garbage, literally, throwing mulch down. And when there's actually a crime going on, the National Guard guys are like, no, we can't do anything about that. I saw one figure that was like $1 million a day we're wasting. I mean, it's again, this is what, by the way, because the Trump people out there, like the Trump supporters, keep going, why are you against fighting crime in Washington? The reason I'm against it is because they're not fighting crime in Washington. That's the whole point. He's wasting $1 million a day to put these guys on the street and do nothing, and do absolutely nothing. That's the problem here. No, it's very, very fucked up. I mean, very fucked up. Anyway. Oh man. What else we got? I had to print. I shouldn't have printed my font so small. I've got a very small font here. Oh, this was actually good news. Trump does do things occasionally right. He has nixed NVIDIA's attempt to sell their Blackwell chips to China. Hey, Karia, thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Tracy. Keep the gifts coming, guys. I did sort of forget to ask for the gifts today, but you guys know I very much appreciate your support. If you like the show, become a subscriber. You've got our special weekend show for subscribers, and the gifts in general are very fun. I get a portion of them, so the gifts also go to support the show. So please keep them coming. Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne. Speaking of which, NVIDIA wanted to sell China, and Trump went along with it, of course. Thank you, Cheryl. Trump went along with it to sell China NVIDIA's new Blackwell AI chip, like the chip you need for AI and stuff. It's their top of the line new chip. Why the hell we would want to sell this to China is beyond me. Like, why don't we sell it to the Russians next, right? Like, what in North Korea? Why would you sell it to China? Trump loved it. Trump said, great, it'll be on the negotiating table. So what Trump was going to do, and I don't know how they did it, but his administration got together and convinced him he was an idiot, and he stopped. Trump was going to negotiate away the NVIDIA chip, like, again, their top chip that China needs to destroy us. He was going to negotiate away the top NVIDIA chip in exchange for getting our soybeans back. Remember our soybean sales. Remember how China used to buy our soybeans? And then the Argentines stole it from us. They stole the business. He was going to get our soybean sales back from China. They would start buying from us again. Mind you, that doesn't get us anything, right? We had soybean sales before Trump screwed it up with the tariffs. We were selling soybeans to China. Trump decided to launch his tariff wars. China's got pissed and cut off the soybean purchases. Trump was going to get the soybean purchases back, which would have just gotten us back to the status quo, mind you. And in replacement for that, give China this top of the line #1 chip, which is insane, absolutely insane. Well, his administration weighed in with him and said, you're an idiot. We are not going to give one of our top two enemies in the world, one of our top two enemies of the world's computer, like the top computer chip they need to destroy us. So he's not going to do it anymore, which is good. So CNN poll. This is a very interesting poll. I copied a lot of it. I'm going to go through it. It may take a few minutes, but I think it's very interesting. I like polling. Some people don't like polls. I find polls very interesting. Let me read you some of this. So CNN, sizable Democratic enthusiasm advantage. That is very good. Let me hold on. Let me find the, where's the enthusiasm? It's funny when it's on paper. I can't find it now. It should come to me in a minute. Democrats are much more enthusiastic about next year's election than Republicans. That matters. Enthusiasm is a big deal because enthusiasm goes to a couple things. It goes to whether you're going to vote. In this country, right, half the people don't vote practically. Therefore, it matters which side is enthusiastic, Republicans or Democrats, because there's a much better chance of them turning out to vote if they actually, thank you, Jules, if they actually think that, if they're enthusiastic. So Democrats way more enthusiastic than Republicans. Democrats have a 5-point advantage in the generic ballot. In other words, when asked generically, who would you support in Congress next year, Republicans or Democrats, voters are 5 points more likely to support Democrats. So like 50% Democrats, 45% Republicans. Now, that's not bad. 2017, which was the last time Democrats swept, Democrats had an 11-point advantage, 11 percentage advantage over Republicans. So 5% isn't great. I mean, it's better than not, right? Democrats being 5 percentage points ahead of Republicans is still good, but it should be better. In the midterms, the perception of president, meaning next year, the perception of, he was saying this. He said, in the midterms, the perception of the president can outweigh the perceptions of the opposition. He was trying to say voters still don't love Democrats, but they really hate Trump. And in the midterm elections, which are next year's elections, perception of the president can outweigh perceptions of the opposition party. Trump's approval is at 37%, the worst of his second term, and roughly equivalent to the 36% approval rating at this point in his first term. His disapproval is at 63%, the highest of either term. That's good. Looking ahead to the midterms, Democrats appear to have the early advantage. As I said, 47% of registered voters say they'd vote Democratic, 42% Republican. More say listen to this, more say they've ruled out supporting a Republican. 42% say there's no way I'm voting for a Republican. 35% say there's no way they're voting for a Democrat. That's interesting, right? 35% say no way Democrat, 42% no way Republican. Again, there's more anger towards Republican than Democrats. That's good. 41% say they would be sending a message that they oppose Trump with their vote. Nearly double the 21% who say their vote would be a message of support for Trump. So only 21% say their vote would be in support of Trump. 41% say their vote would be against Trump, 2-1. So again, greater enthusiasm among the people who are pissed at Trump. Independents break in Democrats' favor on the generic ballot, 44-31 for Republicans. That's 44% of independents say they want to vote Democratic next year, 31% Republicans. That's great. 19% saying they wouldn't pick either way. Registered voters who are Democrats or Democratic-leaning independents are far more likely. This is it. Registered voters who are Democrats or Democratic-leaning independents are far more likely than Republican voters to say they're extremely motivated to vote next year. Okay, voters saying they're extremely motivated to vote next year. 67% of Democrats, hey, no more. Sorry, I have a dog who's half deaf. She's senior, she's half deaf. If I don't cut her off, it never stops. You can't hear it. She's begging for more water. She got water 30 minutes ago. Yeah, you're fine. Go lay down. Thank you. Yeah. She was whining at her bowl, which you may not be able to hear. It drives me up the wall. Sorry. It drives me up the wall, but she only half hears now. So I've got to do a loud voice or she can. And then when I do it though, she figures it out and goes, okay. No, she had water half an hour ago. She doesn't need more water right now. Listen to this. So basically extremely motivated to vote next year. 67% Democrats, 46% Republicans are extremely motivated to vote. Huge difference. CNN's poll suggests the Democratic Party's ongoing, listen to this. CNN's poll suggests Democratic Party's ongoing internal image troubles may not necessarily translate into defections at the ballot box. A lot of Democratic voters are not thrilled with the party, but, well, I have to explain. I want people to sit here like, why are you screaming like I've got Tourette's or something? A lot of Democrats are not thrilled with their party. The polls are showing that doesn't seem to be having an impact on how they're going to vote, which is very interesting. In other words, people learned their lesson from last year, like when all the Palestinian supporters said, how could it possibly be worse for Gaza? And the Palestinians, if you pick Trump, how could it possibly be worse for the Middle East? Oops. Listen to this. Democratic aligned voters remain far less fond of their own party. 65% of Democrats have a favorable view of their party. 80% of Republicans have a favorable view of their party. But even those Democratic aligned voters with a negative view of the party are almost universally behind the Democratic candidate in their district. 93% of Democrats who have a negative view of their party are supporting the Democratic candidate. Interesting. Americans are broadly dissatisfied with the state of the economy. 68% say things are going badly. That's bad. The number one issue is always the economy. Republicans always do better than Democrats with the economy. This time, they're not. 68% of Americans think the economy is going badly. And what is Trump focusing on? Foreign policy. He's focusing on waging war against American cities. He's focusing on cutting off food stamps. He's focusing on doubling your healthcare insurance premiums. And he's focusing on all his bullshit international stuff he's doing in order to get his Nobel Prize. But he's not focusing on what? Inflation. He's not focusing on what? The economy, right? Trump's just not doing, actually, okay, in all fairness, Trump is focusing on inflation. The problem is he's actually making inflation worse. Trump's tariffs are literally taxes on American consumers. They're taxes on American companies, and they're taxes on American citizens. That's what a tariff is. Trump has lied about this from the beginning. You can Google it. Just actually, please do Google it if you think I'm not right. Literally, tariffs are taxes that Americans pay when foreign goods come into America. You will be paying for Trump's tariffs by paying more for your coffee, by paying more for your food, by paying more for your cars. Everything's going up in price because Trump put a tax on it. 68% of Americans say things are going badly with the economy. That means they're going to start spending less money. Because if you think things are going badly, you're going to be careful with your money. And if you're careful with your money, you're going to send the country into a recession. So that is what is most concerning. I mean, Republicans should be concerned that the election is going to be a problem, right? But the bigger problem is going to be that I think that the economy could be in trouble, because if voters think the economy is in trouble, they're not going to spend money. And if they don't spend money, the economy's dead. 2/3 of the economy is consumer spending. It's people like you and me spending money. 2/3 of the economy. So if we cut back our spending, not good. So 68% say things are going badly. Oh, sorry, it's even worse. 68% say things in the country overall are going badly, not just the economy. The economy's worse. 68% of Americans say things are going badly in the country overall. 72% say the economy is in poor shape. So the economic numbers are worse than 68. They're 72. 72% say the economy is in poor shape. 47% call the economy and cost of living the top issue facing the U.S. 6 in 10, 61% say Trump's policies have worsened economic conditions in the U.S. Good. I mean, this is where it gets interesting, because people are already getting pissed off at him. A majority hold negative views of Trump's performance on several other key issues. 56% feel that his foreign policy decisions have hurt America's standing in the world. 57% say he's gone too far deporting immigrants living in the U.S. illegally. A quarter of Americans, 26%, say the state of U.S. democracy is the top issue facing the nation. This is what gets interesting. That is the top issue among Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents. 45% say it's the most important issue, with the economy and cost of living at 38%. This is interesting. You'll hear some Democrats say, stop talking about democracy and Trump and everything. Nobody cares. What is interesting is among Democrats, it's the number one issue. Now, if you're trying to win voters beyond Democrats or true independents or Republicans, then you need to branch out to other issues. But very interesting, you should not just give up on democracy. First of all, it's like, it's democracy. Let's not give up on our democracy. But in terms of crass political calculations, it's the number one issue that Democrats care about. So if you want to turn out Democrats, talk about democracy. Radio telescope, the Ukrainians are doing better in that town. There, now you've had your Pokrov's update. Republicans claim, oh, this was good. So remember how Republicans have been claiming, thank you, Blue, Republicans have been claiming that Biden censored YouTube and asked Google to censor all sorts of stuff. And then Google's counsel came out and repeated it because, of course, Google right now is basically sucking up to Donald Trump because Trump is the new dictator. Well, not the new dictator. He's the only dictator we've ever had. 20 Google employees have come forward who know about these things to say it's not true. The Biden administration did not try to influence the company. Very interesting. So now we don't quite know. Oh God. So Trump. So remember how Trump, one of the pardons he made was to this cryptocurrency guy, CEO of Binance. Binance is one of the big cryptocurrency exchanges where you can go to buy and sell crypto, right? Kind of like a stock exchange kind of thing, or like an E-Trade for crypto. Maybe that's a good way of putting it, in a way, kind of a way of thinking of it. Well, the guy, his company, Binance, Trump gave them a pardon. This is the company that made Trump's family billions of dollars with Trump cryptocurrency. Remember, Trump created his own Trump coin and made, like, on paper, $5 billion. Binance is the company that made Trump $5 billion, the B dollars. Right after he did that, he pardoned the guy, the head of the company. Yeah. I mean, the corruption here. So Trump gets asked about it this weekend, gets asked about it by 60 Minutes. Listen to this. Why did you pardon Changpeng Zhao, who's the head of Binance? Trump, are you ready? He goes, are you ready for it? I don't know who he is. She goes, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty financial stablecoin. Basically, his company, facilitated your $1 billion deal for crypto, and then you pardoned him. Trump, here's the thing. I know nothing about it. Yeah. Hey, no. See, now we're dealing with the time change, by the way. The dog thinks it's 7:40. 7:40 is when I'm done with the show with you guys, and she gets her little treat afterwards. So now I have to deal with this bullshit with the dog. It's like, can I just say this time? I've heard this with people with babies have the same problem. Like, the dog started acting up an hour early for her food. She's always horrible about her food, and she always like an hour before she eats, she starts bitching to me. Now 2 hours before she eats, she's bitching. And it's even worse because now she doesn't I can't feed her till an hour later. So now she's already whining for a treat. And I'm like, oh God, no. Now she's back at the water bowl again. I swear to God, I get a migraine from this dog. I mean, she's bad enough, but once the time changes, it's a disaster. You buy her a watch. I know somebody was sharing a very funny, a friend of mine was sharing a very funny meme about pets and the time change and how they're sitting there going like, what the F? Like, what's going on? Why am I not getting fed? And there's just no way to even vaguely explain this stuff. So I'm going to read this again. O'Donnell, the reporter, why did you pardon Chang Zhao? Trump, are you ready? I don't know who he is. O'Donnell, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty financial stablecoin, and then you pardoned him. Trump, here's the thing. I know nothing about it. Here's a question. If Trump pardoned some guy, doesn't know who the guy is, and doesn't even know he pardoned the guy, was the guy actually pardoned? I mean, this is exactly what they accused Joe Biden of. There's no evidence to prove Biden. And by the way, remember, we always talk about how with Trump, everything they accuse Biden of is a confession. There's been no evidence that Biden did not know who he was pardoning. But I mean, none at all. There's been no interview with Biden where Biden said, I don't know who he was, right? There's nothing like that. Trump just said that not only does he not have any idea who the guy is he pardoned, he goes, I don't know, but he also doesn't know that he pardoned him at all. I know nothing about it. What do you mean? He pardoned the guy. Now, of course he's lying. Of course he's lying because the guy made him billions of dollars. But I mean, you've got to wonder how big the crime was if Trump thinks the better answer is to say, I've got dementia and I don't recall who the guy is or that I pardoned him at all. I mean, when that's the better answer, you got to really wonder how corrupt this pardon was. It's just, and again, we are a kleptocracy now. That's what we are. We are a criminal state at this point. This is funny. Kash Patel. So Kash Patel's the FBI director, who's the real jerk. Kash Patel. I'm going to throw you in jail. Kash Patel's the FBI director. He got in some trouble because he's been jetting around the country with his girlfriend in the FBI plane to do it. He took his girlfriend to visit her family back in Kentucky or something and used the FBI plane to do it. Now, he got very upset that people criticized him. And of course, as only Kash Patel could do. You're jeopardizing our national security by criticizing my girlfriend. He literally said that. He literally suggested it was jeopardizing security by criticizing his girlfriend. I mean, I'm like, these people are unbelievable. The best part is there may be a justification. The justification, now this may or may not be true, but the justification came out that the FBI director, because of the sensitivity of his position, he always has to fly the FBI jet. It's too dangerous for him to take commercial. And therefore, even if he travels with family, he doesn't have a choice because he's got to take the FBI plane, right? Like, okay, maybe that's true. Here's the problem with that. Let me see if I do have this. Here's the problem with that. Here's Kash Patel just a couple of years ago talking about the FBI director flying around in his private plane.
And I'm not saying take all their fun. I'm not the fund everything guy. I'm the G5 jet to go to vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. 15,000 every time it takes off. This is odd. And I'm not saying take all their fun.
Hear that? He wanted years ago to take away the plane of the because the FBI director was using it for personal use. And he said, maybe we should take the plane away because it's cost us $15,000 a shot. What did he just get caught doing? Using the plane for personal use to fly his girlfriend around the country. I mean, this is when it gets perfect, when he himself criticized that very thing. That's the problem. And the arrogance of these people, right? That you don't sit there and go, okay, well, I was very critical of the other FBI director for using the plane for personal stuff. I'm not going to use it for personal stuff. If the girlfriend and I need to go to Kentucky, either we'll fly commercial or I use the jet and, well, he can't use the jet. He said he wouldn't. You know what? You don't visit the girlfriend's parents in Kentucky. You're the FBI director. Too bad. So you don't take any vacations. First of all, also like, you know what? Then don't go to freaking Kentucky. Like, what's the big problem here? No, total hypocrites. Quiet. What else we got here? Oh, this was fascinating. Bill Maher, a TV personality, interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, crazy right-wing Republican MAGA congressman who recently got better. We don't know why. It's as if she's taking pills or something, like happy pills or I don't know what it is. Like basically, it's as if she's been psychologically cured. This is the woman who previously alleged that there were Jewish space lasers in space, lasers that were controlled by Jews, and they would start forest fires in California. I kid you not. It's crazy. Google this. It's absolutely crazy. She is running for re-election and she's worried about the election, but she has been totally sane in the most bizarre way lately. Listen to this answer she gave, because Trump is talking about starting nuclear testing again of nuclear weapons. Let me read you this. Bill Maher, what do you think about this? Trump says he's going to resume nuclear testing. Is that something that has reached your desk in Congress? Marjorie Taylor Greene, not yet, but I'll tell you, I would vote no to that. I'm very much against nuclear testing. I'm very much against nuclear war, and I think everyone in history knows what happened to Japan after nuclear bombs were dropped there, and I think that world peace is the most important thing that we can strive for. What did they do to Marjorie Taylor Greene? That was the most sane thing I've ever heard her say in her life. I mean, let alone for any person, that was pretty... I don't know that I agree with her about nuclear testing, to be honest. I'd want to talk to an expert and say, do we or don't we need to test? But that was a very sane answer. It was a heartfelt answer. It was a human answer, right? Like, there is something going on with this woman. I have no idea what's going on. There's something totally bizarre going on with this woman. I'm telling you, I don't think it's just the election. I don't think their voters care about nuclear testing. I really feel like they discovered some new medicine and got her medicine straight, and now maybe that's it. Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene clone. Maybe it's Dave. Maybe it's the movie Dave, and something happened, and they put in like Marjorie Taylor Greene's replacement to take over, but the replacement is actually a really nice woman, so she can't really be Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's normal and nice and smart. And we've now got the normal, nice, smart replacement pretending to be Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's the movie Dave. If you've never seen it, it's wonderful. It's a movie based on this premise about the president. It's a wonderful movie. Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. No, it's really fascinating. What else we got? I'm just looking here. Trump is Washington. This was actually, I have to talk about this one. Yesterday's Washington Post. Trump is dialing up pressure on the Justice Department to freshly scrutinize ballots from the 2020 election, raising tensions with administration officials. So Trump is hell-bent on proving that the 2020 election was stolen. The problem is Trump has already repeatedly admitted that he lost the election. But because Trump is a pathological liar and his people fall for it, he's now, I mean, again, Trump already admitted during the campaign, he admitted that he lost. He goes, okay, yeah, I did lose. Not by much, but I lost. He's now back to once again claiming that he didn't lose. And it's just like, you already claimed you lost. He got them investigating to prove that he won in 2020. What worries me is, and they're trying to get the ballots, they're doing all sorts of stuff. What worries me is why. Trump doesn't just do stuff just because, right? There's something, I mean, for example, I could see Trump say, we've proven Biden didn't win. Every law and every pardon was passed under Biden didn't actually happen because he wasn't president. And I'm going to start prosecuting everybody. He starts prosecuting everybody, for example, who was pardoned. For example, start ignoring law, right? Starts ignoring laws that Biden got passed and just say, we're not going to implement the law. And let people sue about every single law, and every single law to court, and every single law take months to implement. And we've got months and months and months. All of the Biden laws are no longer laws. Just wait. This is very weird stuff he's doing. Trump said yesterday he is not considering Trump said yesterday he is not considering a deal to sell Ukraine long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles. So Trump tacoed again. A couple weeks ago. No, not even a couple weeks ago. A month ago, Trump said, well, I'm not ready yet to sell Ukraine these cruise missiles because I want to see what Russia does. Russia can come to the negotiating table, but if they don't, then I'm going to consider these cruise missiles. 2 weeks later, Russia refuses to come to the negotiating table. Trump gets pissed, and Trump changes his tune because now the conditions have been met to give Ukraine the missiles. So Trump says, I would give Ukraine the missiles, but we don't have enough missiles. Well, the Pentagon a couple of days ago came out with a survey and said, actually, we've got enough missiles. We can give some to Ukraine. So now Trump is saying, well, it's not time yet. It's destabilizing. We've had 3 different excuses in the last month from this guy. He's lying. He's never going to help Ukraine. He's never going to abandon Russia entirely. But anyway, very upsetting on that. God bless Great Britain, however. Britain is supplying Ukraine with additional Storm Shadow cruise missiles for deep strikes inside Russia. Thank you, T. Sten. Oh, very pretty. Thank you, Sten. Appreciate the flowers. So that's good. So they are getting additional cruise missiles from the UK. And drone spotted Belgian military base expected espionage. The Russians, of course, spying on F-16 fighter jets in Belgium. What a surprise. All right. Let's hang here. I swear to God, this time change, though. She's just whining more than even usual because from her perspective, it's now quiet. From her perspective, it's 7:50. And I'm not giving her treat she gets at 7:30 after the show. It's like, oh God. Anyway, oh my God. All right, guys. So hello. This is the part of the show we hang out. So hello. Your kid's waking up at 5 a.m. Oh God. Oh God. She doesn't even want the water now. She wants her treat. That's what she's asking for right now. She wanted the water a minute ago. Now she just wants. She's back in her bed, sitting there trying to figure out like, why has Daddy forsaken me? I don't understand. So yes. Oh my God. My Obama. Well, the thing is, my Obamacare, we don't know yet because my Obamacare, the premiums went up $150. Actually, the premiums went up. I've got to double check. I think $120 or something, but I don't know what the subsidies are because I don't do the subsidies until it's tax time. So I have no idea what my subsidies are going to. My subsidies are going to go up. I'm probably going to lose $3,000 to $4,000 in subsidies as well if the Republicans don't fix it. So very bad. And if it's happening to me, it's happening to a lot of people, you know? Oh, interesting. So a bunch of you are getting weird stuff happening. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. No, YouTube's been having some kind of sound problem, but let me turn that down. Yeah, I turned the volume down because the volume might have been high, but otherwise I don't know what's going on with YouTube. If the sound's being weird, it's just YouTube being weird, you know? Anyway, la. Oh boy. Excuse me. Your premium just went up $740. Oh, that's because of the subsidy, I'm assuming? I'm assuming that's what that was. Thank you, over. Yeah, I may give her water in a bit, but the thing is she wants her treat. But I can't. She's got to learn. I know. Hi. Oh, don't even. You're not going out there. Don't even. No. I know you. No. You're not going out there. The last 3 times I let you out there, you ate sticks. Not happening. Later this week, I'm going to have to like sweep my entire balcony, which I'm not happy about because it's a pain in the ass. But I'm going to have to stop her from eating things. Anyway, all right, guys. So this is the part of the show we hang out. Excuse me. I've been through the news. And now we hang and we talk about whatever news you want to talk about. People are sharing their insurance. Yeah, mine went up, I think, like 13%, I think, which was relatively good. You know, wasn't great. Or maybe 10 to 13. I've got to do the math again. But I mean, it's not great. But the premiums, the subsidies are the big problem. They don't renew those subsidies. And we're talking a month. I'm sorry, a month. Mine went up over $100 a month. It's going to go up $3,000 to $4,000 a year more if they don't renew the subsidies. You know, I know exactly the dogs. Yep. Oh, coverage didn't go down. Not for me. No. I mean, they always up the deductible a little bit every year. Who knows what the hell he wants with Nigeria? I mean, you'd think he's after something. Knowing Trump, there's some corrupt reason he's going after Nigeria, you know? But your work plan went up 75%. Get out of here. Seriously? Wow. I know. You can wait. I know. It's kind of freaky that I'm blowing you off, but you're having to learn. Although I could give her something now. I'm trying to get her, I fed her half an hour early, which was half an hour late today, just to kind of, I know you. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hello, climbing. Seriously? Oh my God. Oh, she's climbing under the tripod that my microphone is on. Oh God. I'm waiting for her to just oh my God, what are you doing down there? She's just under my tripod, but I don't quite know why she's under my tripod. I'm like, what are you? She didn't get. I was afraid she was going to get. I was afraid she was going to get caught. I'm like, what are you doing? Now she's back to her bed again, very unhappy. I mean, she's very unhappy because clearly, or she's back to her bed for a little bit. That's good. Oh my God. I mean, she's very cute, but exactly. She's very distressed as to why she's not getting her treat. Oh my God. And then 8:30 is when she gets her snack before bed, which means that's coming up in half an hour too. I'm like, oh God, this time change thing. It's been the worst ever this year. Oh my God. Lordy. My phone. How are you going to hear me on your phone? I've got my iPad and my laptop. I'd have to carry both of them because I'm also streaming on on YouTube and Discord. If it were just TikTok, I guess I could take my iPad outside. Thank you, Julie, for the November. Keep the gifts coming, guys. Anyway, but yeah, so is the YouTube sound screwed up or not, or just for a couple people? Oh my God. Oh, dog got between the desk and the window and pulled everything off the desk. Oh, I'm sure. Anyway. Oh, interesting. That's weird. Okay. Sorry it was being weird before, but yeah, weird. Anyway, what else, guys? Anything else to talk about or not? We can always end early, but yes, the Gatsby Halloween party was horrific. Although I haven't read Great Gatsby since college. So I don't quite remember what it was about. Yeah, that's YouTube being weird. There's no reason my sound should be off today at all. It's just YouTube being YouTube for some reason. Actually, that's a question was on Discord. I wasn't asking. How is hang on, Discord, pulling you back up. How was it on Discord? Oh shit, where is this? There it is. How is the sound on Discord? Sorry. Oh, Manana's getting an echo on the mic. Great. Discord's fine. Oh, so I was going to show you. So, Amanda, I was going to call you Madonna again. Manda, who I often called Madonna, sent the picture of Trump's Mar-a-Lago party. Mind you, this was the party this weekend when they were cutting off food stamps, and the government shut down. People aren't getting paid. Military is not getting paid. Air traffic control not getting paid. This was the lawn of Trump's Mar-a-Lago when the party guests arrived. And this woman was flying around back and forth in her. Look, honestly, like seriously, it's kind of gross. So much of this was just gross. Yeah, this was Donald Trump's this weekend. As Americans, as prices are going through the roof, nobody's getting paid. Federal government workers aren't getting paid. People with food stamps are getting cut off. And Trump has half-naked women sitting in martini glasses, twirling around, undulating. They had a kick line of women. It was really gross. They had like these women in a kick line. Again, oh God, and the pictures of the women at this party looking just, completely inappropriate. It's very Marie Antoinette. Again, people want to, all of us are not putting up with it, but if Republican voters want to keep putting up with this stuff, like, okay. Did he pay the women? Yeah, $130,000. Anyway, I didn't even know. Once again, the World Series happened, and I didn't even know about it. This is, I think, the second year in a row that I had no idea that the World Series was happening. I saw last night. It was the last night. I was like, wait, what? What? Kind of like, oh well, blew my mind on that one a little bit. I hear you. I know. It must have been Sasha. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Discord sounds fine. At least that's good. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, Vegas Showgirls. Again, it's just completely inappropriate with everything going on. Hey, I hear you. I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, what else, guys? Oh, breaking news from the New York Times. Trump endorses, we saw that. Trump endorses Cuomo for New York City mayor. We knew that. Yeah. Oh, here we go. New York Times on politics. Let me see here. 1 second. Quiet. Okay, so New York Times election analysts, take yourself back to election night 2024. One of the earliest signs that Trump was on track for a good night came not from a major swing state, but from the well-heeled and highly educated suburbs of Northern Virginia, where Kamala Harris was winning, but not by enough. It's been about a year since that night, and in that time, it's been actually a year, not about a year, President Trump has stormed back to Washington, upended federal government. He has cut hundreds of thousands of workers from the federal payroll, pushed the limits of executive power, and even though his party controls Congress, presided over that will on Tuesday night. Oh, presided over what will on Tuesday night become the longest government shutdown in history. So, okay, get to the point here. Hold on. Democrats have struggled to coalesce around a message since their 2024 losses. Many have tried to stay laser focused on the economic issues they believe lifted Trump to victory last year. Abigail Spanberger in Virginia has blamed Trump for the steep cost of living. That's good. Okay, sorry. Her story is okay. Her piece is too long. It's like a nice think piece, but it's one of those think pieces that she had too much time and the piece is too long. Yeah, basically. All right. I'm going to give her a little water, but not a treat. All right. Well, actually, you know what? We will do the water and the treat since now we're dealing with that in between. I know we're dealing with that time change problem for you. All right. Let's try it. I know. Let's 1 second, guys. All right. Ooh la 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 la. All right. There. Okay. All done. All right. I'm making a mess here. All right. Okay. I'm back. Ugh, except now I've got like dog food all over my hand. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. All right. Okay. That's better. Now we're good. Okay. Yes, I figured this way she's waited half an hour. That's not bad. So we'll have to do a little bit more, because I mean, I will admit that first day, although she's just a whining witch every day. Thank you, Becky. But what kind of music I listen to? I like new wave, progressive rock. So anything verging on that makes me happy. 80s and 90s, but that kind of music. Anyway. JRT, is that the dog's name or what? Or is that a type of dog? T-stem. Oh, Jack Russell Terrier, right? Oh yeah, I mean, it drives me nuts that she has been a vocal dog since she was a puppy. She just like talks to me about Jack Russell, everything. Why Pelosi step aside? Why should she step aside? If she's not addled, I have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with somebody being old. I have a problem with them being old and addled, like Biden was old and right. Pelosi, at least for everything I've seen, is old and kick ass. I'm fine with that. Why doesn't she have a water bowl? Because she would drink all the water and then throw it up all over the floor and then pee every half hour for the next 10 hours. You asked. That's why she doesn't have a water bowl. Yes. And of course, that would mean waking me up every half hour to go out while I was sleeping. Yes, that's why she doesn't have a water. She has a water bowl. It gets portioned throughout the day. But as the evening comes, she's got to get less water because otherwise, right? Otherwise, she's getting me up. So, yes, she's a Yorkie Bichon. Very cute. I mean, wonderful dog. She's great. But, oops, now I'm trying to get her little picture that's supposed to be on my screen is not coming up. Hold on. I had the little, oops, where is this? Hey. Albums, maybe? I think it's an album. Is it an album? I don't know. Oh, here it is. No, that's Kukla. Oh, that's one. Oh, actually, that's a good picture. These are good. Oh, this is the best. This is a great picture of her. No, there's one of her glamour shots. So that's what my little girl looks like. So you can see she's very cute dog, very pretty dog. She's just a little too smart so that she's a little too vocal and a little too smart and demanding. So like everything's a negotiation. It's a very vocal negotiation. And I'm just like, oh my God, please stop. Just please stop. Blonde Chewbacca, exactly. I know she's adorable, but my God. Just like, yeah, sassy pants. Exactly. No, just absolutely horrible. Anyway, but yeah, Pelosi, as long as Pelosi's healthy and her brain is there, I don't care how old she is. We've had this discussion before. I understand why younger people want a chance, but you know what? Why? Why do you get a chance, right? If, for example, let's say only old people get to have the top jobs, whether it's in a company or whether it's politics. Okay, Well, when you get to be old, you'll get the jobs too. What's the problem? The old people didn't get the job until they were old, the top job, right? Guy running the company got the job because he was old. Why can't you wait? And not you all, but I'm saying like it's something that's always bothered me with the whole let young people do it. Well, all the old people didn't get the job when they were young. They had to wait until they were old. What's the difference? Right? But I mean, I don't really get the, I find it very anti-old, basically. Like their generation had to wait until they were old to get the leadership job, but but they should give it up so you can get it early. Well, why? I'm just saying from a fairness perspective, I don't think it doesn't really make sense to me. I think it's very ageist. Now, it depends. Joe Biden I'm sorry, Joe Biden should not have been in that job, right? But otherwise, they're complaining members of Congress are like in their 70s or 80. And I'm like, well, I agree 80 sounds old, but like Bernie Sanders, Bernie seems to be okay. Dianne Feinstein should have been gone 10 years ago, right? But again, Bernie's fine. So the problem isn't age. The problem is whether you're so old that you're starting to not be there anymore. Yeah, but so what if they've been there for 40 years? Have you been at your job for 40 years? I know people who have been at their jobs for 40, who have been working for 40 years. I mean, really? We're going to start firing CEOs of companies who are 65 and 70 because they've been working for 40 years? No, I mean, I'm quite serious. Why don't we fire all corporate CEOs who are 65? Because they've been working for 40 years. I mean, it's almost as if politics is the only business where being experienced is somehow now a negative, right? If you said, oh, he's had 40 years experience as a nuclear engineer, you'd be like, wow. You wouldn't say, oh, him? He's had 40 years experience as a nuclear engineer. You don't want him, right? Oh, general, 40 years experience fighting wars. You don't want a general that's had that much experience fighting wars. You want a general who's new, who hasn't. Doctors, wouldn't you like a doctor who's new and doesn't have a lot of experience? I think that'd be much better for your intricate brain surgery. No, I mean, my point is it's not entirely clear that being older is necessarily bad and being younger is always good. That's not the case. That's not the case. Who cares? Yeah, somebody's been in office since 1987. Congratulations. Yeah. I've been working since 1989. Yeah. So in 2 years, should I not be allowed to work anymore? Because I've been working since 1989? No, do you know what I mean? Like, so people are making, I'm just saying, like not even devil's advocate in this case. People say stuff like, I mean, yours was a good point. She's been there since 1987. Yeah. That's how you get experience, by being there since 1987. Why is that a problem? Is 1987 a bad thing? Is 40 years experience a bad thing? I don't quite get it. The other thing would be too, like, at least the people they're pointing to, Nancy Pelosi or Jerry Nadler, they at least are not people who sit on their ass. Jerry Nadler does a ton of work, right? Nancy Pelosi, ton of work, right? So at least Pelosi and Nadler are not they've been there and they don't do anything. No, they're not that way, Yeah, Linda says she retired as a nurse at 75. Exactly. And it would be crazy to say, oh, Linda at 74, her brain was totally there, but she just had too much experience. She's been working this job since 1960 or whatever the hell the year was, right? Or whatever year it would have been, not 60. You'd be forever age now. But you know what I mean? 1980 or something. She's got too much experience. I'd be like, I don't know. I kind of think I maybe want Linda as my nurse if she's got too much experience, or my parents' nurse or whatever, Anyway, as I said, the Biden situation, obvious. The Dianne Feinstein, obvious. A number of the Republican senators, obvious. Over the years that I've witnessed. Strom Thurmond, obvious. But just because they're old, I don't really buy that necessarily. Grassley has got to be too old. He's like 90. There's no way that he's functioning. Is he 90? I think exactly. Alexa, how old is Senator Chuck Grassley? Alexa, how old is Senator Chuck Grassley? Wait, which? 90. Wait, Alexa, raise your volume. Alexa, how old is Chuck Grassley? 92? I think she said 92. 92. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. Yeah, there's no way you're 92 and not having any kind of issues at all, right? There's no way. That's way too old, obviously. Yeah, that's insane. Quiet. I know. No, you already had you're done. Don't even give me that look. See, this is the problem. Is now we're 15 minutes away from when she would get her snack before bed. This is what I mean. It's already been a never ending with my dog, but now because of the damn time change, it's infected my entire evening of nonstop whining. God, she's playing. Well, she is playing me, but it's also annoying as hell because I don't have to give it to her, but I can listen to the next hour and 15 minutes of being whined at. It's horrific. Yeah, I yell at her. She stops briefly, but oh my God. Anyway. Earplugs. I'll sometimes put on music and stuff. I will do that. You're kidding. Yeah. I'll put on music sometimes. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. You know? Well, I am phasing her in. I gave her, I'm doing it sort of half an hour late. It's not talking dementia. She knows exactly what's going on. But yeah, no, she's right. If in her mind, why am I not feeding her on time? But I'm doing half an hour late. I'm going to do half an hour this as well. I'm going to feed her at like 8:00 instead of 8:30 for her final snack to kind of hold her over. And then, slowly more as the nights go on. Oh yeah, of course. No, it's terrible, especially because like you feed them on time. Like she gets fed at 4:30 as well. So 3:30 was like the beginning of, you're like, oh God, help me. Anyway, oops, where's my thing? There's my thing. All right, we're going to go in a minute here. I know. And she's old. Exactly. So, I mean, honestly, she was bitchy when she was like 1 year old. So it's not like age has made her worse, but she was always pretty bad. She was always very demanding. I had read when I got her, I was reading about Bichons and Yorkies. That Bichons will, lick you to death with joy. Yorkies are obstinate. And I'd never had a dog that was obstinate. I was like, obstinate. I'm like, and I was literally going, how is a dog obstinate? Like, what does that even mean for a dog? Oh, this is what, yeah. It's literally just like, I want what I want. It's what's her face? Violet from, not Violet, the other woman from Willy Wonka, not Violet, but the other one. Daddy, I want it now. Veruca, is it Veruca Salt? I want it now. Oh my God. Like that's what Yorkies are. I mean, literally, I could not figure out what they meant by Yorkies are obstinate. I'm like, how is a dog obstinate? Oh, I mean, like, oh my God. Horrific. Anyway, crazy stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're at time. We're at 7:15 now, or 8:15 of the old time. Yeah, her way or the highway. Exactly. Yeah. Or let's say, well, see, like also because I try to take, like in the last few years, she's decided she no longer wants to go for longer walks at all. She wants to go to the old lady across the street who gives her treats, and that's all she wants. So, and of course, I'm not going to give her treats every day at the old lady's house because also we talk for 15 minutes. I want to go for a walk. So, like, I have to drag her by the house, and then she just won't go to the park. And then we go to the park, and I've got to drag her through the park. And as soon as we turn around, then she's like pulling me through the park to go home. I don't know what it is with her, Anyway. Would I ever get another one? Someday, yes. I mean, I need a few years of no dog so I actually can like travel the world and do stuff. But the problem is they're a lot of work and I don't have family here. You You need family nearby that you can trade dogs off. Like if I had that, that would be great. You know, that I could trade the dog with people and take care of them and stuff. That would be great. But I don't have that, which sucks. So, you know, a doggy, she doesn't, well, doggy's throat. But the thing is, it's not that she doesn't want walks. I don't know what it is. She just doesn't want to be out. I don't know what it's, I don't think it's walking. She doesn't go out and sit. It's not that. She just doesn't want to, she wants to leave the house and pee and come back in. And I don't know why. But then, of course, then what does she want to do? Then she wants to play with me all day. So then like 8 o'clock, actually not even 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, like between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, usually closer to 10, she decides she wants to play and comes to me and goes like, ah. But knowing her, of course, she won't actually play with me. She won't play with her toys anymore. So she wants me to play with her, but she won't play with her toys. So I'm like, what do you want me to do? Because like she plays with them for 2 seconds and gets bored. And then you're like, okay, I don't think it's, I thought about the joint thing. I'm not convinced it's the joints. It could be. It could be. I give her the joint medicine and stuff, but who knows? You know, I mean, I'm not convinced. Also, if the joints hurt and we were already out, why wouldn't she sit down or something? Why would she do? She'll like literally run home to get home. If your joints are hurting, you're not going to run home. All right, I will let you out again now. But so help me God, I'm coming to get you in about 2 seconds. I will get you. Whatever the name of that emu is or whatever the hell it is. Not Reuben. You guys know who I mean. We've talked about this before. What's the name of the animal? It's like an emu or something that's always in the picture when she's doing the farm videos on TikTok. And she's like, get out of the way. No, don't. Because he always attacks the camera every time. She crossed my path again the other day. It's not Doug. What's the name of the emu? It's an emu or something, like an ostrich or an emu or one of those. But I'm forgetting Limu. It's not Limu. Emmanuel. That's it. Emmanuel. That's it, Teresa. Yep. Oh, because it's Emmanuel the emu. Is it an emu or whatever? Yeah. Emmanuel. No. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, the dog is. I mean, the dog. The emu is terrible. All right. I saw her go flying by. All right. Anyway. Oops. Oh, yeah. No, well, you especially gone through because you got multiple pets. Yeah. No, like I can't imagine living without a dog. But at the same time, there's so much work, meaning like, you know, I want to travel. I keep getting offers to go places and I don't go because I've got the dog. You know, like it's like, oh, God, it's too much. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm not convinced she has joint pain. I'm just not convinced. So. All right, I'm going to go. So, oh, there you go. You did not eat. Oh, look at you not eating sticks. Look at you. Good job. That was a first in a very long time. Oh, she'd be terrible in a kennel. She'd be an absolute disaster in a kennel. Yeah. She's never done kennels because I worked on my own all my life. So she's never had to do kennels. Or I'd go to mom's and she would come with. So like, I just haven't done that many trips since I got her, you know? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Alexa, I thought I was talking to her. All right, guys, I'm going to go. No, you're not. Are you insane? No, you're not going out there again. Jesus. This is what I mean. She comes back in and goes back to the door. I'm like, what? You didn't eat enough sticks? That's classic example, though. She literally just came in and she went back to the door again. I want to go out again. Yeah, she can eat a stick. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you so much. I know, D. Drake, that's true. Although, where do you live? Are you anywhere nearby? I do need to find, what I need to find is somebody who can babysit her, who literally can come and stay for a week or something so I can travel or whatever. Oh, it's not the sunset. I wish it were, Kathy. Those are my lights. I have nice lights that I set up in the apartment and they reflect really beautifully in the window and it looks like the sunset, but it's not. Hate to spoil it for people, but it does. And I like it though, because it makes the room feel like a big sunset. Like I'm getting hugged by the sunset. Yeah, no, trust me. The dog sitter thing, I know. Friends have tried it and it's been living hell trying to find them. It just doesn't seem to be very good across the board, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you for joining us. I will see you all mañana. Oops, let me get my... All right. Oh, Manda, Vision, and JTA. Good to see you guys. Signing off. Boom. All right, YouTube, you're next, and then TikTok. All right, YouTube, have a good night, guys. Burp.